Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, I've been thinking about this topic quite a bit because I have been focusing on building relationships, and my cat is very notorious for this. You know you're in a transactional relationship at the workplace when, and I'm going to make some observations, and if you can relate to this or if there are other things that you can relate to in finding or determining whether if you have a transactional relationship style and you want to build on focusing on relationships, because the oil and gas industry is a relationship focused business, then I suggest you take a listen to this video. Before we get to the content, please be sure to like this video. Subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment on the video below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. Please be sure to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. Yes, Lucky, because I upload whenever I want. Well, let's get to the content. You know you're in a transactional relationship when all you talk about is business with your coworkers. This is a key sign of, or this is a major sign of having a transactional relationship, because all you do is talk about the business and not talking about each other's lives, of what you did over the weekend, your kids. Now, I'm not saying to delve into personal stories and be extremely vulnerable or anything like that, but knowing tidbits about someone's life and asking about something outside of work shows that you care, or shows that you have really great memory in terms of details about their lives. I'm not saying to creep them out or anything, but you know you're in a transactional relationship where all you talk about is business. The second thing I'd like to talk about is you know you're in a transactional relationship is when you only engage with people when you want something out of them. I go back to my networking concept where networking is a two-way street. For instance, you have to give or offer what you can do before you take or receive what you're going to get from a particular person you're networking with. Now that my cat is gone, I can put my laptop on my lap, as aptly named. So you know you're in a transactional relationship when all you talk about is, or when you want to engage with someone, you only engage them with business purposes, and when you engage with them, you only engage with them when you need something from them. How often do you feel really isolated at work, or you don't feel connected with people at work? And this is probably the reason why, is to you might be in a transactional relationship. The third thing I'd like to talk about is you might be in a transactional relationship when people don't include you in social events when it comes to work. For example, if you don't get invited to social events such as happy hours or group meetups, then chances are people are going to forget you when it comes to a meeting. If you're the first person, you wouldn't be the first person that comes to mind when it comes to any issue. Part of building relationships is being included in the social scene. Now, I'm not saying to attend every happy hour and to get drunk with your coworkers. What I am saying is that being invited to social events and being remembered, being thought of, is a sign that you might not be in a transactional relationship. But you could be in a transactional relationship when you're being isolated from those kinds of events. Those are the three main things I'd like to address in terms of how you might be in a transactional relationship. 1, all y'all talk about is business. 2, only time people engage with you, or when you engage with people, is when it comes to when you need something out of them or when they need something out from you. And 3, you're being isolated from social events. If you know other signs that you might be in a transactional relationship, feel free to comment below. But now I'm going to talk about how to relieve yourself from that transactional relationship and transition to something that is a more meaningful relationship. After all, this oil and gas business is a relationship business at the end of the day. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to be completely vulnerable and get drunk with your coworkers. But what I am saying is, to relieve some of that, you may want to start asking questions that are outside of work. What are your weekend plans, for example? What did you do on your last vacation? What books do you like to read? I'm thinking of topics and spitballing as I go here, but you get the picture. That's one way to relieve yourself from a transactional relationship. The second one is just stopping by someone's office and just saying hi to them. I do this in the mornings whenever I engage with people and I just want to get to know how their weekend is and just want to say hi. It is meaningful for especially extroverted people, it's meaningful for them. For introverted people, they might be wondering, why are you doing this? And particularly for engineers, they might be thinking, what do you want from me? But when you set the expectation and you set the cadence of just asking about their day and just checking in on them and how they are as a person, that can mean a lot to people, even for introverts and less empathetic people. Another way to relieve yourself from a transactional relationship is that start expressing interest when it comes to social events. Notice that I am connecting every single point that I made as signs that you are in a transactional relationship with a potential solution. So, an example I can give is that I wasn't invited to dodgeball in one of the companies that I worked for. And I then expressed interest to be involved in dodgeball. Even though I didn't actually play, I still showed up and I was still supporting my teammates, for the most part. So that's an example of being included in the social scene and having a more inclusive environment. Well, folks, that's everything that I wanted to share with you all. As usual, please be sure to like this video, subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. This is Yogesh Pradhan from the Petro Papers podcast. Just kidding, and I'm signing off.